And we are live today. I want to say good morning to everyone who has taken their time to join us today on House Calls with Dr. Rory T. Edwards. Today is August 13th, 2024. We're already in August. It seems like the new year just started, but want to say thank you for everybody who's joining today. And want to start off by saying if you'd like to get in touch with us, you can definitely do so. My email address is rorytedwards1 at gmail.com. Once again, that's rorytedwards1 at gmail.com. And also our website is www.rorytedwards.com. So today we're going to delve into a little different topic. And one of the things that has really taken off is the conversations about AI, which is the initials for artificial intelligence. And a lot of people are talking about it, and a lot of people are exploring it. I've been to a few conferences where people are saying that they're using it in their everyday interactions with their faculty, with their students in the classroom. They're designing projects by it and all of that. But we want to talk about how it really affects your mental well-being. And I want to give some people some information that possibly can help them or make them look at alternative ways to engage in technology. Because technology has been here for a while and technology is not going anywhere. But this is the funny thing I want to share, and I haven't laughed yet, but some people know what I'm going to say. I have a niece who calls me Uncle Tommy. And if anybody was a former fan of the Martin Show, you remember Tommy, who was a character on Martin's show, and people say Tommy, he never had a job, and so everybody wants to know. People have asked me for years, what do I do? Well, I do something that is very extraordinary, and I've always been that under the radar type guy. I do what I do based on how I get to where I want to go. But the thing is I'm going to explain to you what I do under the auspices of the Rory T. Edwards group because we decided and made committed this group about 21 years ago. And we started off as Edwards Educational Consulting because I wanted to make sure that schools had the ability to create an environment and a culture and a climate that would be conducive to learning. But we then changed it over about 12 years ago to the Rory T. Edwards Group because of the work that I had taken on, the education I had pursued, and I wanted to make sure that people were the best they possibly could be. So let me tell you what it is. So I have a lot of notes today, so I'm going to be doing some reading, but it's definitely some reading that is essential to what I do. So now you have a better understanding. So you can send me to individuals. You can refer individuals. You can book a consultant yourself, or a consultation. Excuse me. So let me tell you what the Roy T. Edwards Group does. We provide a range of services focused on enhancing personal development, professional growth, and economic mobility. We were crafted within a tri-sector leadership model, and the Rory T. Edwards Group offers comprehensive services designed to enhance personal development, professional growth, and economic mobility. Right? We specialize in leadership cultivation by empowering clients across sports, business, education, and community leadership, both locally and globally. Our tailored coaching workshops, seminars, and strategic guidance are aimed at fostering leadership distinction, improving decision making, and supporting holistic well being, helping individuals and organizations to thrive in their respective personal and professional lives. So when people ask me, what do you do, Uncle Tommy? I let them know. That's what Uncle Tommy does. The Rory T. Edwards has been working on helping individuals in reality to increase their cognitive thinking and their social emotional learning skills. So what is cognitive thinking? Because I always say people about their cognitive thinking and they're like, what is cognitive thinking? I think the way I think. And that's exactly what we try to enhance for you because you only can act and behave and produce what you've been taught. And if you haven't tried to change your thoughts or change your behaviors or change your circle of influence, then all you do is become what you've been taught. And so, what does cognitive thinking mean? Cognitive thinking refers to the mental process involved in gaining knowledge and understanding. Now, some of us can sit back and listen and say, some of the things that I learned from some of the elders or people who I was taught by, as we get older, we realize that sometimes that stuff uh, just wasn't right, but it was right for them in that moment. So we have to understand the information we receive sometime may not be valid information. And what we call is that's called unfiltered news, unfiltered information, or unfiltered rhetoric. We hear a lot of that unfiltered rhetoric going on right now as we move through some of the processes on things that are occurring in our particular country and across the land. But cognitive thinking encompasses a wide range of mental activities such as perception. What is perception? You know, what we think about people, what we see, what do we see? Information from our environment. That's our perception. We think that somebody who's doing this, we go into our information bank and say this person has to be doing this to get this. That's perception. Our attention, the ability to focus on specific information or task. How many of us sometimes are big on procrastination because our cognitive thinking doesn't allow us to concentrate on the attention. Language, not just understanding the spoken word, but the unwritten and unspoken language. That's some of our cognitive skills. Why is it that someone who talks educated has to not connect with culturally you're disconnected? No, I am talking the language of the green, the money. I'm talking language of success. So cognitive thinking is how you speak to people, how you communicate with people. Also problem solving. That's some of the cognitive thinking skills. Finding solutions or complex of a single problem. That's what problem solving is. Decision making. How do you make the decisions? Are your decisions driven by other people's influence, or are your decisions actually your decisions? What is it? How do you do that? And the last one is reasoning, the ability to form conclusions, judgments, or inference from information. And so this is how cognitive thinking is what people do to process information. And that's what we work on with individuals. That's what we work on, are those particular things, the cognitive thinking of people, and also some of the other information that you'll be able to talk about. Now, we're talking about AI and what's its effect on our mental well-being today. But let me explain to people. Most people are just hearing about AI, and like I said, most people are trying to jump on it. Excuse me, are trying to jump on it, and people are saying, they're an expert at it. But what I did is I did a little research on when AI came into existence. And AI, actually, they said it's been around for about 70 to 80 years, with significant developments occurring in the last 60 years. It was first introduced at a conference in 1956, and he talked about how AI was going to be the future of the country, and not just of the country, but of the world. But its roots have been around since the early 20th century. So when we talk about AI and we're talking about, oh, this is something new, you need to get on it, you need to understand that getting on it, AI has been in the game for almost 80 years. And what happened is now we're just being exposed to it. Because again, that's that unfiltered news, because sometimes the people who are developing it don't want you to understand or know what they're developing, because it's going to control the masses. That's just like anything that happens in countries or people who are dictators. They create things that happen way before the masses know. When the masses know, it's too late because they've already put the infrastructure in place. But let's talk about what we talk about through our process at the Rory T Group, about how we assess our individual clients and how we create your cognitive thinking to be more profound and to be more in line with your best outcomes. So what we do in the beginning, we give you an assessment, and my assessments consist of the 9 phases of wellness. Now, some people might not know what the 9 phases of wellness are. Let me give you an example of what the 9 phases of wellness are. When we address you, we talk about these 9 phases. The first one is your physical well-being. The second is your emotional well-being. The third is your social well-being. The fourth is your intellectual well-being. The fifth is your relationship well-being. The sixth is your occupational well-being. The seventh is your environmental well-being. The eighth is your spiritual well-being. The ninth is your financial well-being. And we throw in the 10th one, which we're talking about today, is your mental well-being. Now, what I did is I put together something, and I'm going to tell you how AI works. Because if you all listened to a show I did about a few months ago, I went into AI and asked AI, um, in the future, what people will be significant in the world. Because if AI is creating this infrastructure, then they know who's going to be part of the infrastructure. The great thing is that they really didn't eliminate any race of individuals. So that means that if you're going to be in the race of races, you need to know how to run that race. So some of you just got finished watching the Olympics, and you better know how to run that race if you want to win in the race of races. So let's talk about your physical well-being. What is the good for AI? AI can provide personalized fitness and nutrition plans, track health metrics, and even detect early signs of illness through wearable technology. We see people wearing watches, we see people wearing gadgets that can tell you if your blood pressure's up, if your heart rate's too high. All of that stuff is monitored by AI. But what is the opposite side of that? Over relevance on AI might reduce physical activity to promote sedentary lifestyles. If individuals become too dependent on technology for managing their health. What does that mean? People may sit home and say, well, I can sit home and I can check my heart rate. I can do this. I don't have to go work out. I don't have to walk. I don't have to go to the gym. I don't have to do any exercise because my monitor system is telling me that I'm okay. But you know, what the saying says, if you don't use it, you'll lose it. So if you don't use your body to gain some type of exercise to move that old tired blood around, then you're going to be susceptible to illnesses and things that are happening like that in this country. Let's talk about your emotional well-being, because most of us know that our emotional well-being is what drives our daily activities, our daily thoughts, our daily interactions. And our emotional well-being is the thing that when we wake up, how emotionally engaged are we in the day? Do we wake up and say, I don't even feel like getting up today. You know, I'm going to lay around here. That's your emotions telling you that you don't have any activities. And if you're not active, then that means you're not going to be active in your own personal development. But let's see what AI says about that. The good thing is AI-driven mental health apps can offer support through therapy bots, mood tracking, and meditation guidance, helping people manage stress and emotions. But on the other side of that, AI lacks true empathy and understanding, which may lead to inadequate emotional support and can sometimes replace human interactions, leading to isolation. We saw that during the pandemic or the plandemic. We saw that. We saw that so many people were just isolated in their own worlds, and their interactions became engaged with sometimes unfiltered news, what we said, unfiltered information or unfiltered rhetoric that gave people the opportunity to be something that they always thought that they wanted to be. So this is what technology can do to people. It can give people a false identity of who they really are and isolate them and teach them and take away from them their emotional stability to be inactive and active in other people's lives. So that's just the second one. Let's talk about our social well-being. AI can facilitate social connections through social media platforms, virtual communities, and AI-driven matchmaking for friendships or relationships. But also the algorithm may contribute to echo chambers, reduce face-to-face interactions, and can sometimes lead to social manipulation or misinformation. What do we talk about? Unfiltered information. We're going to talk about unfiltered information a lot because so many of us go through this unfiltered information. It's information that really has no foundation, and it's just thrown out there, and whoever grabs onto it, the people feel good that now they have been valued because their information is in the hands of people. We are in the midst today of people who are dealing with unfiltered information, and they're actually out there trying to obtain a position of authority in the world. And so we have to understand that that's the stuff that AI can do. The algorithm can get you to reduce your interactions with people and also perform social manipulation or misinformation. Now let's talk about your intellectual well-being. AI can produce personal learning experience, suggest educational resources, and enhance creativity through tools and support brainstorming and innovation. But over reliance on AI for intellectual tasks may reduce critical thinking skills, and there's a risk of AI generating misinformation, influencing beliefs and knowledge. We know that AI is only as good as the people who produced it, and so there's so many different algorithms out there with the AI name attached to it that you can sometimes be manipulated by the person who's doing the most marketing on their AI platform that can lead you to believe or be misled again through what? What did we say before? What did we say before? We said unfiltered information. That's what it can lead you to believe. So you have to be able to intellectually be able to decipher through what's good for you and what's not good for you. Let's talk about relationship and well-being. AI can manage and strengthen relationships by providing reminders of important dates, offering advice, and improving communication through translation or sentiment analyst tools. The other side is that AI might replace human elements in relationships, leading to superficial connections and could also misinterpret nuances in communication, causing misunderstandings. Let's talk about a situation really quick. So you go on AI and you tell AI to create you a love letter that you want to send, to your significant other because you've been neglecting them due to some other things that you're involved. Now, what happens? AI generates this letter. You send it to the individual. Now, when you come face to face with the individual, they expect you to be that poet that AI generated, and you're not that. So what do they think? They think that you falsified that information. You don't really have those feelings. You're emotionally not connected to those feelings that you wrote. So you have to understand that relationships are also very, very significant in this whole process because what it does, AI can cause you to be a false interpretation of yourself. So think about that, okay? Occupational well-being. AI can enhance productivity, automate repetitive tasks, and provide career advice, helping individuals find fulfillment, work, and achieve a lifelong balance. But it also could lead to job displacement, reduce job satisfaction by automating too much of the work, and create dependency on technology, diminishing skills development. If a person has a AI generated factory and it's putting out 10,000 pieces and the human side can only put out 5,000 pieces, that person's going to go with that AI. So you need to be able to understand and navigate through the skills part of work that you're trying to seek so that you could never be replaced by technology. Okay, that's occupational well. Let's go to environmental well-being. AI can optimize energy usage, support environmental monitoring, and contribute to sustained practices through smart technology and data analysis. How many of us have situations where we can start our car, we can turn on the air conditioner, we can unlock our doors, we can lock our doors, we can do all that stuff through AI. But what's the greatest tool that you have? Is seeing that I did these particular things. You're driving down the street and you just, oh, I forgot to lock the door. You hit the button. You believe because AI told you the door is locked that the door is locked. You come home, your whole house is ransacked because you believed in a system that originally you were responsible for. You know you locked the door. So what is the opposite side of that? AI could lead the development and operation of AI technology requires significant energy and resources, potentially contributing to environmental degradation if not managed responsibly. So that's what I'm talking about. If you don't actually have your hands on it, it could definitely do something that is not in line with what you thought should happen. Once again, before we move on, you're listening to House Calls with Dr. Rory T. Edwards. If you need to reach out to us, our email is rorytedwards1@gmail.com. That's RORYTEDWARDS1@gmail.com. And our website is www.rorytedwards.com. We love to have your feedback. We love to hear your thoughts on the house calls that we've been doing in the past and will continue to do, because it is feeding a lot of information to a lot of people. And I love to thank all of the people who have joined in and will continue to join in, and also pass this on to others who may need this information. Now let's move into another area which I know is a strong foundation for a lot of people. It's your spiritual well-being. Now, AI can offer spiritual guidance through personalized content, meditation apps, and platforms that connect like-minded individuals, supporting spiritual growth. But AI also lacks true spiritual insight, and may reduce the authenticity of spiritual experiences, possibly leading to more mechanical approaches to spirituality. Yeah, it can create all of this great information for you, but with no emotions and no connection to spirituality. You got to understand the person who's designing it may not be a spiritual person, or it may not be connected to a religion. So what happens is it's all generic information. It's information that's just pulled from the person's information and knowledge that they've deposited into the AI platform. So you have to realize what you're looking for in the services that you're asking AI to help you with. Now, your financial well-being, we know this is a big issue for everybody. AI can assist in financial planning, investment strategies, and budgeting, helping individuals achieve financial stability and make informed decisions. But again, AI-driven financial systems can be prone to errors or manipulation, and over relevance on AI might lead to reduced financial literacy or poor decision making in unforeseen circumstances. So if somebody has you following them, or somebody's put together an app that can give you financial stability or financial independence, and you start investing in that, and eventually what happens? You realize that your money is being dumped into a hole, and there's really no stability in that, and you end up in situations that we've seen movies and things like that, where people are affecting the overall production of your computer, and then you call a number, and what happens? They take all your money out of your account, and you are destitute. And it's very difficult if you get to a certain phase and stage in life that you have the ability to recreate that money. So you need to be very focused on that. And the last one, mental well-being. AI can provide cognitive training, mental health support, and personalized recommendations to maintain mental clarity and resilience. But AI also might inadvertently increase anxiety or stress through constant monitoring, or by presenting overwhelming amounts of data, and it may not fully understand complex human psychology. That's why I wanted to include the mental wellness part in there, because of the fact that in most cases this all comes down to your mental well-being. How well are you able to move through and navigate through your life on your own? What have you learned? What are you willing to learn? Who are you willing to listen to? Who are you listening to? Who are you taking information from? And are you taking it under the constructive criticism title? Or are you taking it under the fact that you think somebody is trying to manipulate your success by downplaying your success and upplaying their success? You are in control of that. You are in control of that, and that's what we're talking about, your mental and your critical thinking skills and cognitive thinking skills, social and emotional skills that will enhance how you make decisions, how you problem solve, how you reason with people, how you pay attention to detail. Those are things that we talk about, and those are the things that the Rory T group and my amazing group of independent consultants and contractors can help you and anyone in your circle gain an objective way of thinking about that. Some people are doing really well. You believe you're doing really well, but then all of a sudden life happens, and you have no idea on how you navigated off the road of success, and you need a roadmap to get back on. That's what we do at the Rory T. Edwards Group. So, AKA, that's what Uncle Tommy and his group of individuals, wonderful individuals, do. But we want to just say that we know AI is a big thing, and we know that things are moving forward through technology, and people are trying to be first on, they're trying to sit first class with this information, but in reality, you're 70 to 80 years behind if you haven't been one of those who has been a part of the AI movement over the last 70 years. You are just getting uh, a coach seat on the plane of AI. So we want you to be very cognitive of how you utilize AI. I would say definitely learn about AI because AI is not going anywhere. And if you are not familiar with AI, I would say at least become familiar with its functions so that you'll be able to utilize it because eventually everything is going to go automated. You can see it now in banks. You can see it now in grocery stores. You can see it in a lot of places that you visit. That automation is the way of the future. And so, if you don't know how to navigate through it, please don't use the excuse that I'm old. There is a saying that you say you can't teach old dogs new tricks. Well, old dogs will learn new tricks if they want to eat. Because now, what's happening? People are inventing automated uh, dog feeders. You ain't even got to be around your dog. Certain time you set a clock and the dog food comes out and the dog gets to eat. So the old dogs can learn new tricks. Please understand. Those are one of those sayings that people said back in the day that we were taught, and people believe that when you get to a certain age, you can't learn new tricks. It's not about new tricks, it's about survival. Right? So, with that being said, I hope this information was of value to you today. And I look forward to your comments, your suggestions, and also if you have a topic that you would like to hear about within the realm of mental well being, social emotional learning, or your cognitive thinking skills, please reach out to us. Once again, my email is rorytedwards1 at gmail, and my website is www.rorytedwards.com. Please, if you have any feelings of that you don't believe was being said, you have the option of not even responding. But if you do believe that there's something that you would like to explore or something that you would like to learn going forward, we would definitely like to hear your thoughts and your suggestions. So until the next time we talk, I want you to continue to be blessed. I want you to continue to increase the overall overall capacity of your cognitive thinking because without your thinking and your ability to navigate through how things are moving in the world, you will just be left in the space that you are currently in. And if you're happy with that, I applaud you. If you're not happy with that, get on the board. Get on board. Get on the train. It's moving. All right? So until the next time we talk, this is your man, Dr. Rory T. Edwards, and this is our version today of House Calls with Dr. Rory T. Edwards. So until our paths cross again or until we meet over this platform, I want you to be blessed, bless up, and also stay well. Ashe.